Welcome to Attican Plays Railway Empire.
Alright, welcome to another Railway Empire video. I owe you one on the this free mode west, where we had that really tough one. We were playing on very hard and had that very tough challenge to try to grow Winnemucca to over 50,000 in 3 years, and it's down just over 10,000 right now. So we got a lot of work to do. And what we're going to do is, and we have to be really frugal with everything we do. So let me show you. I want to just get a line going, just to get a little bit of income going, because we need to hook up with our headquarters, our starting city, which is Baker City. Alright, so there's the line. Then we're going to double track it. A long line, so let's do 3 towers. Middle, divide the half and divide the other half. Put signals at the end. And we're going to use that line for almost everything here to start out with. This start is not going to be what you might call the end product, but it will be how we start. So we're coming out of track 1 there, and we're going into track 2. So let's set up a line from here, and I'm going to explicitly say track 1, even though that's the only option it has right now. And I want you to go down here to track 2. And the reason I'm highlighting these is when I start adding lines, I don't want these guys to jump and start using something else. And we're just going to run 4 trains to give us some basic income from the trains. And we're not going to overcrowd it, because we're going to have to use that line to bring other goods into Winnemucca. So let's run 4 trains. 2, 3, 4. Okay, now we want to get items in. Now these logs can come overland at a certain rate, so as you can see, it's at 60% right now. We got to get over 60. It has some logs. They're coming from that nearby log camp, or whatever you call that thing, clearing where they're cutting down logs. And then the wheat, there's wheat up here that's creeping in. It's not fast enough. We want to improve that. But the one that's not getting it all is corn. So we're actually going to go all the way out here to the corn. We got to get it, bump it over that 60. So we're going to bring the corn down here, run through the flat ground. And actually hook into this line. Okay, what does that look like? That's pretty good. We can actually afford it. So we're going to merge in with that line. Then we're going to use our 3-step process, attach to the closest, scoot over, then check your signals. So we're going to go down here and put in some signals that say drive on the right, please. And we should be able to run corn, and I'm going to run just a single train from here. to here, again, trying to save money. fill yourself up and come on down with corn, and then go back and get some more. And we're going to have repairs on Winnemucca because everybody's coming there. So we've got one line that's pumping some items back and forth, Baker City to Winnemucca. We've got a corn line up here that's going to be bringing corn down. Let's give them a signal so they can at least go to here. Okay, here he comes. So when corn hits in here, hopefully the rest of this will flow in. Once we have enough money, we'll then hook in some wheat to go down. We'll just run wheat over and hook it up to that same line. Again, we've got to save money everywhere we can. So we can do 40, 50 of a train. We need about 100 grand to make that work. Faster turnaround, we'd love to have that. Okay, while we're waiting on some money, you can see the tasks we have, 10,000 to 50,000. Deliver wood, some freight, shouldn't be a problem. We have to grow Nampa, we have to have dairy, we have to have 4 grain connections, we have to have 28 active train lines that are making good money for us. Once we get going, that will not be a problem. 13 cities, a lot of packages, so I see one thing we can go back and fix. And 10 cities, here's the biggie, the last one, build 10 cities with 88,000 population. But that's just based, once you have money and you're not in this kind of kludgy desperation type mode, you can do that pretty easily. So what I'm going to do with these lines I just created was say, let's emphasize priority on packages, please. And all our future lines, until we have that met, will do the same thing. Their priority will be packages. And they'll still be able to take passengers and goods because we will not have enough packages to keep the trains totally full all the time, particularly when they're small. These cities are so small. Okay, our train is still creeping down here. Winnemucca is still stuck on 60. If we had the money, we would buy that. And maybe we will as soon as we can. And grow it, and that would actually help us. Give us a better look as far as demand goes, because we can make the wheat a bigger part of the demand. And I think we can go ahead now and put a train station in here. And hook our wheat into that same little delivery system. And start shipping wheat down here to make sure that those needs are met as soon as we have some more money. Okay, here comes our corn. That should trigger growth in Winnemucca. Now he is waiting on our corn train to get out of the way. No, I take that back. Is the corn already gone? Yeah, the corn's already gone. Forgive me. All right, there we go. We're starting to see our growth. Next thing we want to do is get a little log line going in, make sure we're getting logs in there. That wheat will keep us going. The corn should keep us growing, and we will put the logs in there to make sure that we don't have a problem with this, and we'll be able to grow it without the meat. And as soon as if we ever get in a better financial situation, which we will, then we'll start thinking about hooking up with Salt Lake City, expanding, building a true like a 4-city cluster or a 3-city cluster or something like that, supplying all the other cities, growing them out, making these lines more profitable because we have more passengers and mail, more goods to ship. Right now, we're not shipping any goods at all on the between cities because they're both making beer and they just have nothing to ship. But this is working well. Our little line here with the corn and the wheat. And when we get a chance, we'll double track it. They're going to follow each other in this time. And how are we looking? Are we getting enough corn to keep satisfied? Yeah, I think we're looking pretty good. So you can see we're having to really work to keep that growth up, but that is the first task. We have to deliver wood, so as I said, we're getting some money now, so it's time to start delivering that wood. So we'll have a line like this, and we'll bring it into Winnemucca, and it can come in over here like this. Okay, now we're starting our log deliveries. Shouldn't have any trouble getting 50 loads of wood in there, and the wood, like I said, will keep Winnemucca growing. We're about to hit 20, which will be a new threshold for us. We don't have to worry about sugar till we hit 30, but we want to be ready for that. So is there sugar anywhere? 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 You don't have meat, this is hard. Oh, sugar's way over here or over here. Maybe here. Could probably do a double here if we could afford it. Bring it in on this line. Okay, we're hanging on at that 79. which is the best we can do without the meat. So we're keeping it fully supplied as best we can and growing as fast as we can. We're up to 22,000, so we're almost halfway there, so that's good. As I said, our next threshold will be at 30 when we get sugar. And we could live without the sugar, but I don't want, I'd rather have it coming in. The other thing we could do that might be better would be to go ahead and build a line $232, 240, 70, couple towers, three. We need about 340 grand to actually build a line over to Salt Lake City to get the meat, but that would be a much better deal than way over here. This would cost us a similar, a little less probably, but it wouldn't have as much impact as having the meat, because then if we had this line, particularly once we had it double, we could start shipping the beer out to Salt Lake City and making money on that, and then shipping the meat back over here and making money. And Salt Lake City's close enough to this ranch, so we don't have to hook it up with meat right off the bat, or cattle right off the bat. And as you can see, because we have such small starting capital, and very hard here. This is very hard. So good. We've got 6 trains. They're making good money with these trains now. These are weekly mounts, and that's good. So let's keep on chugging here. How much do we need? 232. That train broke down right in front of the station. Had it made it just a few more yards, it would have been into the station and been serviced. This is where having service only there hurts you too. Let's go up here and put service in Baker City and try to get some of the service done up there as well. Okay, we're hanging on that 79. That's our magic number. We've got a good supply of corn and wheat and logs. Looking good. Doing everything we can do. And a surveyor, he would be nice. 5% off the cost of the route. That would be nice. He could cut this down to 220. Good for him. I really like this Jervis, I think, for this time period. The Jervis is a nice engine. 27 miles an hour, a little bit of tractive power, which is, the John Bull is not bad either. It's certainly an upgrade over the Grasshopper. What would it cost us to go John Bulls? 247. We'd be better off with the line to Salt Lake City, that's for sure. We're going to improve this growth rate here in a minute, I'm hoping. we could consider bringing wheat into Baker City, helping it grow, which would increase our traffic here and make us some more money. But I'm much more interested in getting over here to Salt Lake City right now and just staying focused on Winnemucca. And what we're slowly doing here, if you can see, is building up our cluster. We just have to do it very methodically. And I apologize if this is a little more. I will cut this back, edit it down so that it's not so long. Oh, I thought I had more trains than that. Let's run 6 trains. I got fooled by the fact that we've got these the corn and the wheat sharing the line with them for now. That's going to change too, by the way. Now we've gone up a little. We've dropped to 66% because now we've picked up sugar and textiles as things that we would like to have. So we really need to get that. It's very important that we get that line over to Salt Lake City and start running a train from over there. There, Winnemucca just passed. Oh, now it's ready for another industry. Well, we'll see what goes in there. We can't afford to put anything in ourselves, but probably there's a good chance probably a good chance a textile industry will go. If so, we're going to grab that cotton and start bringing it in immediately. We'd love to put something in there ourselves, but we don't have the money. Okay, what we can do here is, oh, forgot we don't even have a station in Salt Lake City yet. We're not quite there. Let's get more passengers. And let's get more passengers. I like that. We need them. Okay, we'll put a small train station in Salt Lake City. We'll run it out to here. We'll look at Salt Lake City and see that it has 18 meat to send us, so that's excellent. We'll be happy to have them. So we're going to run a line to Winnemucca. And as soon as we have some money, we'll put a train on it. You notice there's no double tracking, there's no tower, there's nothing. So once we get 30, we'll put a tower on here. No, maybe not. Oh, we're looking good. We're looking good. Almost got our wood. And we're going to have to really, eventually, now this line here is going to help us become a real train company rather than just the Winnemucca Express. So as soon as we get a shot here, I'm going to clone this guy and get one ready at the other end. And I can't tolerate those little trying to build short passing lanes, so we're going to do it a different way. Let's increase our passengers. This train here, as soon as he is unloaded, we will remove him. That will allow our other train to take off. And we will plan out our double track. Our goal is to get to the point where we don't have to micromanage this and these trains can run back and forth. Because we're not taking any of the beer back because we can't. Well, maybe we could. Maybe we can with this next one since the beer helps. Let's look at the math on that. Winnemucca needs, oh, see, we're down to 59. As soon as that meat hits, now we've got meat. Oh, come on, Winnemucca. We need that industry. Oh, we don't have any corn. Where's our corn train? There we go. Our corn is on its way. That'll help us start growing. We just can't miss anything to keep this thing growing. What would it cost us to put a weaving factory? Would be 400, and it would be awesome to get one in. A meat factory wouldn't even be bad. Ooh, that would be even better. Yeah, we've got our hookup with Salt Lake City now, though. So this guy's taking beer back. And we can actually double track this puppy now. I believe that was a mistake. I don't think that train was supposed to get back there that fast. I'm glad it did. It's ready to go back the other way. We're going with supply towers, so let's give him one. Okay, now we're getting close to rocking and rolling here. Got our supply up because we've got a new shipment of corn. We've got logs. We've got meat. We're starting to ship off our beer. We're still missing these guys. Oh, we're low on wheat too. It would be great if we could double track or have another line coming out of here. what we want to get is a dedicated line bringing supplies in, and also run that line up to Baker City and start growing it. But for now, we're at 72%. We're getting close. We're looking pretty good. It's only, well, but look at this. It's May of 1832. And if we didn't do everything we did to keep this going, we would have a hard time making this one. This is very, very difficult. We flattened out again. Oh no, corn. We've got good. We've got a shipment coming. Oh man. We only need a couple of thousand. That shipment of corn will put us over the edge. A tailor. Why in the world would you build a tailor when there's no textiles? Oh, some bad computer ownership here. A tailor. And he needs textiles. Come on, corn, push us over the edge. A shipment of corn is standing between us and victory, or at least this getting past this first stage. There, we got some corn. Come on, there we go. A little bit of growth. Come on, come on. Need wheat. Need a shipment of wheat. Got any wheat coming in? Yep, wheat's coming in. That should push us over the edge one more time. Come on, wheat. There we go. There's some wheat. All right, push us up to growth. Ooh. This is tight, folks. All right, we did it. We just passed our goal. You could see how much we had to just totally focus on building up Winnemucca to get it to grow that fast. And if we had more money, if we were playing this on an easier level, or we started with a couple $1,000,000 or something, then sure, we would just go bang down to here, bang over to Salt Lake City, run lines in both directions, have meat coming in there, easy peasy, growing all the cities. But we start with such small amount of funds on very hard that you just have to stay really task oriented to get that done. Now the question is, have we bit ourselves in the foot by doing that so much and not doing the other things we should be doing to grow? And I would say no. We've got 4 years to get this quarterly revenue. We've got Bill Nampa. We'll bring them into our thing. So now it's just a matter of growing and going forward. So I hope you enjoyed this. I hope it helps. I will continue, and I'll put at least one more out here to show what we do next. But again, I hope you enjoyed this. I hope it helps you become a better player, and I hope you'll join us for our next Railway Empire video. Thank you.